This is Jim. He's going to take me for a ride in this beautiful Ford Model A Woody here. Isn't this gorgeous? All right, I'm going to get in. It is so beautiful. Boy, lots of people can sit in here, huh?
Yeah, it's a good car for giving rides because it's got extra seat in the back, and we have a Phaeton that we use too for this purpose, but it doesn't have as much room in it as this, and I actually like driving this car. So 1931 Model A Woody wagon, depot hack as they were sometimes called. Yeah, it's a good car. Oh, you've been around here.
Yeah, I've been around for the different areas.
So you know that, have you been in the diner yet?
Yeah, we've got some custard. That's the only thing we've been in there for so far.
The 1941 diner. I gotta get this. There we go. Alive and well. So that diner was originally in service in Connecticut.
Oh,
and
wow.
And then when they retired it, somebody bought it and donated it to the museum. So now we use it here. During the warmer months, we pretty much use it April to October or so. And then, but at least it gives people, it's a fun chance to eat, in an old diner. Most people don't get much chance to do that.
So cute.
And then this place, it was named after a man named Donald Gilmore, and it's a 90-acre campus. And as he grew and needed more room for cars, he built barns. So when he bought the property, it had a couple of barns on it, but as he needed more room, he built more barns. And that's why you see some of these other barns out here. And this barn on our right now is one of the original barns, one of the first barns that he built out here, called the Carriage House Barn.
It's beautiful.
And he's got that little silo as kind of a sitting area that they had.
Sure built some beautiful buildings.
Nice buildings. Down there, I won't go down there because there's quite a few people down there, but the various buildings out here, they're for different exhibits. Like that building right there is for a vintage motorcycle exhibit. So there's kind of a nice mix of things on here for people, so people can. We've got everything from cars from 1896 cars up to modern supercars. So it's kind of a nice mix. There's the Model T building, a Model T barn over there. That was one of the original barns on the property. But if you want to learn how to drive a Model T Ford, you can come out here and they'll give you lessons on driving a Model T Ford, which is quite different from driving a Model A, as you may know.
Yeah, it definitely has a few more little things to switch and pull and whatnot.
Right. So people can camp out here. We've got electrical hookups. Like I say, 90 acres. It's a pretty big place.
What year did they open this?
So 1966.
Wow.
So Donald Gilmore retired. He was the CEO of Upjohn Pharmaceutical down in Kalamazoo. And he retired and decided to start collecting old cars. Actually, his wife bought him a Pierce Arrow for a retirement present, and thought he needed a hobby. So hey, how about restoring an old car? And so he and some friends restored this Pierce Arrow, and they decided they liked it so well that he kept going, and he bought more cars. And eventually his collection grew to about 55 cars or so. And his wife suggested that he open up a museum, making a museum to share his collection of cars with people. And that's how this came to be, 1966. And of course, it's grown a lot over the years. A lot of clubs have come here, and they wanted their own museum. So they, rather than build a museum out on their own, they built it here on the grounds. It's kind of a win-win because they get their museum and we get more things to show people. But like Classic Car Club of America, Pierce Arrow, those are clubs that built museums out here. And then some of these barns, here's another barn off to our left that is a barn that was a barn that Donald Gilmore wanted. So the barn was dismantled from a nearby farm and transported here and rebuilt here on the property.
Oh my gosh, that's amazing.
And if you go up, it's a beautiful barn with high ceilings and beams, and some of the barns are really beautiful.
taking that apart and putting it back together.
Right.
It would be quite the job.
Yeah, it'd be quite the job. And then as we go this way, you can see a lot of these buildings have kind of the front of them look like car dealerships, and that was the intent.
Yeah.
So Cadillac Club right there, the Model A Club on the right, Lincoln to our left, and they built those. Each of those clubs built those buildings as their museum, and they wanted to have the front of them look like a vintage car dealership that would have sold these cars at the time. So from the front, they're pretty nicely done.
Yeah, they've done a beautiful job.
I'll take you out here. We'll just go for a loop around. You can see the back part of the grounds. Loop here that we this track, this little track we're on, I think Donald Gilmore had made this so he could drive, so he had a way to drive his cars around. Pretty nice.
Yeah.
So it's about a 2.5-3 mile loop around the grounds here. We've got a pretty good amount of ground to drive on. So these outer buildings here are bars that we store the cars in when the cars aren't in use, or cars that have been donated, or cars that are off exhibit currently, so we store them out here so we have a place to keep them, and they're nice climate controlled buildings. This building off to our right is the shop where they do the repair on the cars. And this end they've got something called Gilmore Garage Works, where they have like a mentoring program where they high school and college age kids, if they want to learn how to work on old cars, they teach them. And it's something done through the local community college districts or the local high school and college districts. So it's kind of a nice program.
Wow. That's wonderful.
Actually, we'll go this way now, I guess.
That's so wonderful that they have that for the young people.
It is. It's a good program. In fact, I want to be 20 again so that I can do that too.
Yeah,
so,
I would totally join that.
Front of the building now. You can go in the back way, but take you around the front instead. See the front of the building. It's a little more scenic.
Yeah. The buildings around here are just architecture-wise,
yeah,
it is just so beautiful.
They did a nice job on it. So there's our main entrance.
Yeah.
The Heritage Center.
Even the landscaping's really nice.
Yeah, they do a nice job. They're out here really every day, but the guys do a nice job out here. We have volunteers out here too that come out and take care of the landscaping and the beds and the flowers.
Wow.
In fact, one lady in particular, gets the flowers. She comes out here in the spring and does a lot of planting, so it's pretty nice.
Wow. It's actually one of the things me and Paul have been loving while we've been traveling through these areas.
Yeah.
Is just the things that grow out here. It's just so pretty. Those lush, big trees everywhere, and yellow wildflowers everywhere. It's just really nice.
Well, this time of year, it's a particularly nice time of year to be here. I mean, it's a great place to be about 7 months out of the year. Well, it depends on how you feel about winter.
Yeah, I hear
then,
you guys get snow and stuff.
We get snow. Of course, you guys, you can drive. You don't have to drive too far to snow if you want snow.
Yeah.
But the nice thing is then you can drive out of it when you're done.
Yeah, exactly.
So, anyway, we got the Franklin Museum up to the right here. Franklin motor cars. They were air-cooled cars. Pretty interesting cars. Lincoln over here on the right. Named after Abe Lincoln because Henry Leland, who started the company, named the company after his favorite president, Abe Lincoln.
Oh, wow.
So that's why you see Abe Lincoln sitting out there on the bench.
Okay. I didn't know that's why that company was named that.
He doesn't say much, but
yeah.
He is. So anyway.
I just thought he was being rude, and I thought, oh, he could be shy.
Yeah. Right. So yeah, he's okay. It's okay. But that's it. And so he started the company in 1917 and then sold it to Ford in 1922 to Henry Ford for $8 million.
Wow.
So that's how Lincoln ended up as part of Ford Motor Company.
Wow.
Do you want to go around anymore?
Yeah, that's good. Thank you. That was wonderful.
Very good.
You are absolutely wonderful. Thank you so much
Well,
for
thank you.
telling us all that information. That was just
Well,
awesome.
thank you. I'm glad to do it, and it's fun to do it, and fun to be out here. I volunteer out here. I retired about a year ago, and I volunteer out here, usually on Wednesdays. But then I come out sometimes extra for things that are of interest to me, like the Model A's are of interest to me. So I'm out here today helping out with this.
Wow. That's so cool.
Now I have to come up to you guys. I have to come visit you guys someday. In California.
Yeah.